Good evening, everybody. How's it going? This is 2 weeks in a row. This might become a habit or something. I don't know. It's cold as shit out right now. That's why I'm not wearing a fancy t-shirt like I usually do. I got my sweatshirt on. Kind of self-promo stuff, you know. But that's why no t-shirt today, because it's cold, even in here. And I'm not going to turn the heat up because I'm frugal that way. All right, what's going on, everybody in the chat? Rick, Saint, Triple C, David, all four of you. All four of you that are typing anyway. That's the only ones I know that are there. All right, let's get over here to Charlie Urbansk's phone and give him a ring-a-ding. See what's going on over there. Got to deal with the ring. Oh, holy shit, man. You answered fast. How's it feeling, buddy? Are you doing okay? Are you puking and shit? Or I hear you typing. Check the microphone, Charlie.
I'm talking.
There you go. I can hear you now.
Yeah, buddy.
You all right?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay. You don't sound too enthusiastic. Just thought I'd check.
I'm a little bit beat.
A little bit beat. Okay.
I'm all right.
We'll get Lance added in here, and we'll get David added in here. I don't think he's home yet from the game. He had his kid had a basketball game, so he said he'd chime in here in just a minute. As soon as he got home, anyway. It's not on my new phone, apparently. So saith Lance. Well, add it. You want to talk about asleep? He went out and got the new iPhone 10X or whatever the fuck it is now, 10 Plus. What I don't know. Sent me a video like yesterday.
10XI or something like that.
I don't know. I don't keep up with that shit. You know me. I only go get stuff like that when I have to. If my old phone breaks, then I got to go get a new one, and that's how I roll. Sent me a video, and I'll forward it to you if I can. Since you have an iPhone too, we're on the same network. We might be able to do that. It's a talking poop, but it's him. It's him. It's like facial recognition. So he's looking at the phone and he's talking, and it projected him as a poop.
Lance Poop.
Yeah. I just saw he just added in just a second ago, and then he dropped.
Dang it. No pun intended, right?
Drop. Yeah, I got that. It's going to be kind of a lame show if we can't get Lance added in here and get somebody to talk about. Hey, just off the top of your head, man, is there anything like headline-wise that's got you tripping right now, or what?
Honestly, everything that I'm listening to has got me tripping. It's just, you listen to anything on the news whatsoever. It just, to me, it's insanity. It's not even tripping anymore. It's just like, it's starting to glaze my eyes over. It's such fuckery is beyond my comprehension anymore. No, these politicians, these mind-numbing idiots. I'm almost at a point of flatline is about where I'm at with society anymore. Honestly, that's about where I'm at.
What's got you? I mean, what's got your dander up immediately? That right on top, right off the top. You know, what's the first thing you can pick up on, and what are your thoughts on it?
Well, the whole thing about, like, all right, everybody knows the wall, and you listen to what's going on with the wall, and as soon as Pelosi and Schumer got in control, it's just absolute shit show. You know, I gotta say, we've been talking about this wall for 40 some years.
Obama had it funded. Obama had it funded. It was
fucking deal.
He had $50 billion set aside. This is Obama. He had $50 billion set aside for a secure fence thing or whatever the fuck. I posted it on Facebook.
Yeah.
So it's all there. I mean, the money's supposed to be there already, just like Social Security, right?
The money's been there, or supposed to have been there for the last 40 effing years, and now all of a sudden it's immoral.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, good, for fuck's sakes, come on.
I'm not and just like you, I'm not a Democrat. I'm not a Republican. I'm an anarchist.
Exactly.
I could do away with both of them. But I got to give props to Trump, because when he had Pelosi and Schumer in his office, when it was him and Pence was just sitting there like a puppet, man. He wasn't saying nothing to nobody about nothing, just making little facial, whatever. But Trump was just eating their ass, man. Both of them. He was just eating their ass, and they couldn't take it. It was hilarious. It was hilarious.
But I watched that. I can't remember her name, but she does body language, and
body language.
I was watching her video, and
body language
was cracking me up.
She's phenomenal. I love her.
Yeah. I was watching that, and she's talking about Nancy, and she talked about Pence, and it was really funny to watch.
She tears them up too, man. She calls a spade a spade.
She does a great job.
Yeah, I'm actually subscribed to her private viewing thing so that I can get her full videos and listen to her. Her commentary is off the charts, man. Love it.
So I watched her, and I was like, she's right. I mean, look at Nancy's hands, and look at Schumer's body, and I was just like, I was eating that stuff up, man. It was pretty funny to watch.
Yeah. Come on, Lance. Jeez, it's only a phone, man. You can't fucking figure out a phone. Come on, man. It's 2019.
What's going on with Dave?
He's at a basketball game. His kid had a basketball game tonight, and he said that he'd holler as soon as he got home. So it started at 7. They usually run about 45 minutes or whatever. They got to get home. It's asshole deep in snow up there. I figure he'll be on by the half hour, if not by the end of this hour. Yeah. So I know he wants to come on. So
differences on my phone or on my laptop. I had to replace my laptop. My other laptop finally blew up, and I can only hear you. I can't hear me when I speak, so it sounds kind of weird.
What happened to your whole setup?
The what do they call it? The logic board, which for everybody else, it's a motherboard. Mm-hmm. Totally shit for the second time, and it cost more to replace the motherboard than it was to replace the entire computer. So this is actually the first time I'm doing this on Skype with a new computer.
Oh, your setup's not plug and play in your new shit? I used to be able to hear myself a little bit better when I would speak through the microphone. Yeah, go into your settings.
I was talking to you.
Go into your settings and figure it out. While we're on the air, it don't matter. I mean,
while we're on the air, and I could really screw it up, and you could talk to yourself all night.
No, if you hang up,
that's a great idea, Jimmy.
If you hang up, I'll call you back. It ain't no big deal.
No, I know. I'll see what I can do.
Yeah.
Well, but anyway, so yeah, I can get the outgoing, but for me to be able to hear me sounds weird.
Yeah. We'll just hear you in the background every once in a while going, check 1 2, check 1 2.
Yeah, like the good old days.
Yeah. Come on, Lance. I can't believe he's not. So, what besides the wall, what else has got your ire?
Wish I would have known that. I would have pulled some stuff up. That whole thing about the what was it, the masculinity thing?
Oh yeah, basically
making all dudes.
Did you see the Gillette?
All dudes are fucking crazy.
Yeah,
so
toxic masculinity. Toxic.
Masculinity. I heard that, and I'm like, boy, this sounds a lot like when the Democrats were in. When I went to bed on Sunday and woke up on Monday, and I was a fucking terrorist or some shit. I'm like, oh really? Jeez, I don't know. I still brush my teeth the same way.
Did you see the Gillette ad?
Excited about that.
Did you go see the Gillette ad that they had?
Yeah.
It's got over what was it, yesterday afternoon or something? It had over 500,000 down likes.
I don't.
So Dick's Sporting Goods didn't prove anything to anybody, I guess, because now Gillette's going to they're going to shit the bed. Their stock price is going to get hammered. over this week.
Oh yeah,
I can pretty much bet on it. You know, you sell razors, guys. You sell razors to men. You know, men that grow beards. That's masculine.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah, exactly my point. I'm like, duh.
Are you playing?
It's like Cabela's, pushing against hunters.
Yeah, or fishermen. Yeah.
It's like, duh. What are you, idiot? Yeah, I can't stand the absolute retardedness, and that's not even a word, but it's going to be one tonight. But the retarded nature of these people, whether it be political, non-political, or just societal, kowtowing to bullshit just to make themselves, air quotes, feel good about themselves. I am so over this crap. Just makes me want to push further and further into the mountain.
Sandy wants to know if you're. Hey, what's up, David? Well, welcome, brother.
I see y'all guys.
Turn yourself up just a smidgen.
All right.
Give me a check 1, 2. Make sure everybody out there can hear you.
10 now.
Okay, Sandy wants to know if you're stuck with Windows 10 now, Charlie.
No. I do have Windows 10 on my Mac, though. Yes.
On your Mac, for shit's sake?
I do. Because I have to run Windows in order to do programming on radios.
Well, yeah, that's true. We do.
Yeah,
but I bought a separate laptop for that, man. I just bought a little shitty-ass pawn shop laptop for that. You know, for doing my programming on my radios. Why have it on your main computer? That Windows 10 is just a virus, man. It's as bad as AOL.
Yeah, probably why I can't hear myself right now.
Probably.
No, I run Parallels, and that way allows me to run between Windows 10 and Mac.
Yeah, I heard when David switched to Windows 10, I heard all of his bitching, and I saw everything posted online about it, and I was like, yeah, nah. So glad I got a Mac, and I stay with it.
Yeah, I mess with Windows maybe once every couple months or whatever, but and it was cheap.
But it's still running in the background.
Yeah, it's still running in the background.
Yeah, it can reach out and trip your system anytime it wants to. Yeah, fuck all that. Put that shit on a laptop, man, and be gone with it.
More stuff. More stuff. No.
So, David.
All right, can you hear me now?
Oh, yeah. We can hear you good.
Hey, Dave.
What's up, Charlie? What's up, Lance? What's up, Jim?
What's up, man?
Is Lance here? I don't see him lit up there.
Oh, is he? Oh, guess not.
I don't think he's on.
Lance is always lit.
He was. Speaking of, I'm getting ready to partake myself. Yeah, he's trying to get Skype on his new iPhone XI, XV4, whatever the fuck it is. I don't know. But his new iPhone, he's trying to get Skype put on. He was on just a second ago, or just a little bit ago. He was lit for a second and then went away. But that's all right. We're rolling. And we were just talking about the wall a minute ago because Charlie's pissed off about the whole fucking left-right it's over the wall. So, what's your thoughts on the wall? Well, you kind of got out of it last week, but go with it. Again.
My thoughts on the wall is, like I said, last I heard, for a year and a half, Mexico was paying for it. I wasn't. That's the thing. The biggest thing with me is I know all politicians lie, but to lie blatantly in the public space is another thing too. And for over a year and a half, even till early last year, he said Mexico was paying for this fucking thing. No one bitched about this goddamn wall till Trump brought it up. No one gave a fuck. Not one American, maybe a few that live down on the border, but the majority of America did not give one fuck about the Mexico border. Not one fuck about this wall. Who got it going? Trump did. More division.
But the one thing that I was talking about, Dave, earlier was that we've been you myself and Jimmy, Lance, we've been all listening about this for the last 40 years. And so the thing of it is that society in itself is so deaf that right now is the only time that they're actually listening to it. But all three of us have been listening to this shit for decades, and it's just now that it's becoming more predominant in the news, and that's what has me pissed off, is that the fact that now everybody's got their ires, up and all pissed off and irritated. It's like this shit's been going on for a long time. There's been funds appropriated for this for 30 years, but no action's been taken. And now all of a sudden action gets taken, and people are getting all fucking pennies all in the bind about it. And that's what got me mad about it, is I've been listening to this for a long time. Now it's an issue. And that's what has me up. They
don't see me up here bitching in North Dakota about building a wall to keep the Canadians out up here.
But they've got back bacon and beer, for fuck's sake.
They invade us every day.
Yeah, but they got beer and bacon, for fuck's sakes. That's good stuff.
That's all Fargo's got is Somalians and Canadians.
No, that's true. I heard you were talking about the Somalians. I didn't realize that, but yeah, wipe them out too. Whatever.
Well, like I said, that's what gets me about this wall. We can bitch about one form of illegal immigration, but not the other.
No, let's bitch about it all. We should have a fence between us and Canada too.
Yeah, right. Exactly right. Same thing.
I'm not.
It's all right if the government flies these people over free of charge, but it's not right if these people cross the border on their own either.
I'm not a nationalist. If you want to call me a nationalist, go ahead, but I'm not. I just want my country the same way that it always has been. I don't want other people coming in here and trying to change shit to suit their...
The only ones ripping this country apart is us right now. We're going against each other right now.
I'm a Charlieist. I don't want people giving me shit.
I still believe this country's going to go into a civil war one day. It really is. I mean, it
already know
online. It already is over the TV.
Yep.
I mean...
This whole social media shit's part of it.
Yeah, big time.
Yep.
Facebook's bringing a big part of it on. Twitter's bringing a big part of it on.
Oh, yeah.
And
it's on purpose, too.
News is bringing a big part of it.
It's on purpose, too. You listen to the guys that made this shit, and they tell you, it was all about collecting your data and getting everybody involved with everybody else and pissing each other off and free flow of information and, yeah. Until the free flow of information started stepping on their toes, and now they want to censor shit.
Yep.
What are you drinking there, Jimmy?
That's my solar water.
That's funny. I got a green bottle, exactly the same thing. I had like ginger water in it.
Fill this up with well water and set it out in the sun for an hour or two. It changes the molecular structure of the water and makes it better.
Mine was made from freshly crushed gingers, so no offense.
Yeah, it's okay. We don't. It took them a long time because we don't crush easy.
Exactly. You're very defiant.
That's right.
Personally, I believe this government shutdown should just extend to a full government shutdown. And you see people
absolutely
doing things,
tell them all to fucking go home and get a job.
Things for other people that are laid off right now or whatever. And there's being nice things done. We're taking care of ourselves. There's people cleaning up parks right now. Regular people.
Oh shit, that sounded bad, Charlie.
Oh, what the hell was it?
I muted that.
No, you didn't. Mute? No, I don't think it doesn't sound like you're talking over your boom mic anyway. It sounds like you're talking over your laptop mic.
Gosh dang it!
Sounds like you're in a cave.
Welcome to the cave. Hold on a second.
Just go into your settings and check where your mic's located.
It's saying says I'm on the microphone. Crap. Because I muted it before I coughed. I don't know why you're hearing it.
Yeah.
I'll try to... Let me mess around with this. I'll try to fix it.
All right, no problem.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
We'll throw it over to David. He's the professional at all this shit anyway. So, David, you're a stack of stuff. Headlines, go.
Well, we're still looking at this Venezuela stuff. Stuff that I brought up 2 months ago to people on Twitter and in my Facebook group. I said, watch Venezuela. That's going to be our next war. And sure enough, it's happening. I said between 2 months ago, I said between then and Valentine's Day, something's going to go down with Venezuela. And, we're going to try to engineer a coup over there. We already are in the process of it. And whether it works or not, who knows?
Yeah, because everybody's throwing their weight behind this cat in Florida.
Yeah, if this coup doesn't work and we don't get the people to overthrow Maduro, kind of like what happened in Ukraine, we're going down kind of a Libya-Ukraine scenario. They're kind of combining both scenarios into one for this operation. And it's just interesting because they're trying to get the people to overthrow Maduro. You know, he just got sworn in for his second term. Each term is 6 years, so he's already served 6 years. He's going on his 7th year now. And so we're like, that ain't going to happen no more, you know, for whatever reason. You know, I look at this and it looks like to me we're just, you know, doing regime change in another country. But then I look on the other stick. There's obviously something bad happening in Venezuela. You're seeing 5,000 people a day leave that country. They've lost over 3 million people in the past 2 years out of that country. It's one of the worst humanitarian situations in the world. People have ate the fucking zoo animals. They're so hungry. And whether it's socialism or not, it doesn't fucking matter. What matters is there is a situation happening. Now, who brought all this hunger and starvation and all this on? I've seen different videos blaming different people. I heard that this started back in the Chavez days, and Maduro just, you know, continued it somewhat, or it just happened, or it's the oligarchs basically in Venezuela that are doing this to the people, not the president. So I've heard all different kinds of scenario, from America's bringing this on to this, his own people bringing it on. But either way,
socialism.
Yeah, that too, and it is socialism, but not all of it.
Yeah, well,
you know. I mean, they're 300% GDP right now in debt. You know, it's insane. No one's ever seen anything like it.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's just like what's going on around the rest of the world right now, and especially in the United States. The top 1%, we're taking all the fucking money.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, when they nationalized all the oil and shit, like they just kept all the fucking profit for themselves. Turned the whole country into serfs. And now, if you look at Venezuela now, you see what's going to come here in the coming future really quickly.
That's good.
It will. You know, when our dollar collapses, brother, it's done.
Oh, yeah. But anyway, you know, these people are flooding Colombia. They're flooding Brazil. And Colombia, they've had enough. Brazil, this new president, Bolsonaro, he's absolutely had enough and has even said that he will do military action. He just got sworn in, and he's a crazy son of a bitch that's running Brazil now, but he's our puppet. We got him put in Brazil. So that's what happened is we're doing regime change throughout all of South America. This has been going on for a long time, and they're really kicking it into motion lately.
It's the list.
The president of Colombia is a puppet of ours. The president of Brazil is a puppet of ours. Chile and Peru, you know. So pretty much what country we need to take next is Venezuela. This is a conquering mission for the United States and Canada. Canada's knee deep into this too with us, and UK somewhat too. But Canada and America are working together on this. Yeah. Fucking Trudeau came out and called Maduro a dictator yesterday publicly. He said, "You're a dictator and you're going down."
Well, Trudeau's a dick sucker, so he ought to know stuff about dicks.
But the deal is, this reminds me a lot of Iraq too. If you go back to the beginning of 2003, when we went into Iraq, and we were after Saddam, we were accusing him of gassing his own people, which he did gas the Kurds, but they weren't his people. Those were a whole different type of people. But the deal
if the United States government could get away with it, they'd gas a lot of us motherfuckers too, man. So that's just
And the deal is, so it kind of reminds me of that. We're this coalition of nations. You're going to have Colombia and Brazil do most of the legwork. If this coup don't happen, which I don't think it is, because the military, this is the deal with Maduro. And like I said, I don't like him, but if he was as evil as America's painting him to be right now, why is this military still fully in his pocket? You know, that's the whole deal. Now, the Secretary of Defense isn't. His Secretary of Defense came out and called for Maduro to step down too with America, but yet
he's in the CIA's pocket.
But yet all the generals and everything all support Maduro still.
Yep.
So you're not going to get a coup.
No.
And that.
Unless they're all bought and paid for too, and they're doing it because the government's like, hey, you guys got to stand up for your boy because, that's the only way we're going to get our military down there.
But the deal is Russia and China firmly back Maduro, and this is what makes this so dangerous. This regime change ain't going to be as easy as Ukraine or Libya or Iraq, because Russia and China have a vested interest in Venezuela. Vested interest. China gave Maduro a big multi-billion-dollar loan for his country and a while back. And Maduro wasn't able to pay it back, so he started giving China their oil facilities. Mm-hmm. So China's controlling a lot of the oil coming out of Venezuela right now. They own it. They control it. They own it. Russia, they just flew their 2 nuclear bombers down there about a month ago now almost, and landed there off that island and said, we're building a base right here. They did that for a reason. They flew those 2 nuclear bombers down there to show us, because this is considered our backyard, to show us, hey, you want to mess with Venezuela? We've got the means if we want to. And so this is what's so dangerous about this. Is going to be involved China, and Russia's going to have to make a decision, because if they don't save their boy Maduro, he's going to fall in no time, because he's going to be facing the Canadian Special Forces, American Special Forces, the Colombian military, the Brazilian military, and probably maybe a bit of the UK Special Forces. He's going to be facing 4 or 5 or more military, so he won't last too long unless Russia and China save him.
They thought that about Syria, too, and Assad.
Well,
so that's about the only thing he had back in him,
too. Well, the deal is Russia came in and saved Assad. If Russia wouldn't have came in, Assad would be gone by now.
Well, yeah, but we both know that Russia and China both have a vested interest in Venezuela. So
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
This might be a whole nother Syria.
We're betting on that Russia's too stretched out with Syria right now to do anything.
Too stretched out. Who's too stretched out? The United States? Is that what you said? Too stretched out? Yeah. Yeah.
But that's what we're hedging on. We're hedging on that Putin, between what's going on in Eastern
China's
Ukraine,
not too stretched out. They got a lot of motherfuckers.
Yeah, but we're saying with Russia, we figure with Eastern Ukraine, with Syria, that he just doesn't have the manpower, and that by the time he flew nuclear bombers down there, we'd already taken Maduro out. That's where we're hedging now. China's a different story. China's got more of an interest in Venezuela than even Russia. China pretty much handles the economic part, even though Russia is fixing to float Maduro alone too.
Hey, and here's another thing,
pretty much handles the military part.
I just want to toss this out there, just because we have no idea where Russian boats are, under boats. They're underwater boats. So
I'm sure they got subs there.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
But the deal is, he will fall if Russia or China or both don't step in to save him. He will fall.
We'll see.
And fast.
We'll see. It's going to be on the headlines because they ain't paying attention to nothing else.
No, and the deal is this too, is that what was I going to say there? Oh, his air defense. See, this is where we're going to have a problem if with anybody that tries to bomb him from the air. He has updated S-300s throughout the capital, Caracas, and his compounds, and not throughout the whole country, but through all the main parts, all of his military assets. He's got them all covered with the S-300 system, the updated version.
Yep.
He's also got the Buke system, the one that shot down the civilian airliner over in eastern Ukraine. They used the Buke system. This is Russian-made. He's also got that protecting his military bases. So it ain't like we're going to be able to fly right in and drop bombs on him. He's got some damn good air defense.
Yep.
Damn good air defense. Hezbollah. See, this is what goes on, too, from the Mideast to Venezuela. Hezbollah is over there working in Maduro's gold mines and helping dig gold. Hezbollah is heavily invested in the gold mines over in Venezuela. Of course, Hezbollah them and Israel are mortal enemies. Hezbollah is stationed over in southern Lebanon, in Beirut, in Syria. So this may not just stay with Venezuela. The deal is Iran is very good friends with Maduro. Very good friends. They share rocket technology and everything else. North Korea is very good friends with Maduro. Very good friends. Syria's good friends with them. Basically, everybody that's against us is with Venezuela. See, there's so many flashpoints in this world right now. If you go to Syria, you're going to involve America and Russia. If you go over to Ukraine, you're going to involve America, NATO, Russia. If you go over to Venezuela, you're going to involve Russia and China. You know, everybody, all three of us superpowers are checkmating each other on a rapid pace right now. Rapid pace.
Hang on a second. Hang on a second. Charlie?
Can you hear me?
Hey, yeah. You sound better, too. You sound like you're on your regular boom mic.
Okay. I don't know what changed. I restarted the computer and voila.
Can you hear yourself?
Yeah, I can, which is weird.
Can you mute?
Hold on a second.
Yep.
Did you hear 1, 2, 3, 4, 5?
Nope.
Perfect. Now I can cough in peace.
Ding. Okay. Back to you, Dave.
So what do you think about all that, Charlie?
I was messing with my computer. I didn't hear much of what you said. All I heard was gold, and I'm a big fan of gold. Yes.
Hey, he's
gold,
talking about
silver.
Venezuela. He's talking about Venezuela and what's going on down there right now. You keeping up
like
with any
the
of that?
elections and whatnot?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's jacked up. Well, how would we react if it was us? There's no way. You elect somebody else. No. We don't
We over here in the U.S. don't like that guy.
Yeah, we're just gonna stick this monkey in there instead. Wait a minute, what? No, I think that there would be a revolution like that, but we're too busy eating fucking hot dogs, Big Macs, and French fries. So whatever.
They can't. They can't do that down in Venezuela though because they ran out of horses and dogs.
Yeah, they can't. They don't have any
trash,
food. So what are they gonna do?
Yeah. So,
I'm gonna throw my tapeworm at you.
Here, I got a question for you, Dave. The cat in Florida. What's going to change once he slips into office? Exactly.
Well, the deal is this cat in Florida. His name is Guaido, and he's the opposition leader, and he's the one that we're officially recognizing as president. He's in Venezuela right now. He left Miami for the election the other day, or for the swearing over there for Maduro, and he's in Caracas over there, northern Caracas.
Yep.
And he got. Let me tell you what happened on Sunday. This is how you can tell we're getting ready to go over there. We tried to pull a false flag. This Guaido was in a convoy heading to an opposition rally in Caracas, the capital of Venezuela, on Sunday. All of a sudden, he was pulled over and detained by Maduro's security forces. They got video of them ripping him out of the car, arresting two reporters, one of them a CNN Telemundo reporter, and arresting this other reporter. Loaded them in the cars and drove off with them. Well, 45 minutes, this Guaido comes out on Twitter showing his wrist where they handcuffed him and shit, but then says, 45 minutes, I was released. This is how scared Maduro is of us. Now, I'll tell you what, if that had been Maduro's goons that kidnapped him, they would have killed him and thrown him in prison.
Oh, shit. That's a bunch of...
We tried to make Maduro look weak and make this new Guaido look like a hero.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. That the whoever was dressed as the military that pulled him out of the car that was all staged. That was all.
Well,
staged.
They're saying it was real Maduro officers, and they got them. And Maduro's government came out, his spokesman, and said we're firing these guys. These were some rogue agents. But
they should have killed him. They didn't kill him. They're fired
because Guaido paid them off to be that way.
Probably. He had a pocket full of CIA money.
I think they got bribed.
Yeah.
But the deal is they let this Guaido go. 45 minutes later, he goes on Twitter showing the red marks on his wrist that he had handcuffs on him and stuff. And
have you done any background on this Guaido?
Yeah, he's a puppet.
Did he go to the School of the Americas?
I'm not for sure. He belongs. He can speak English and Venezuelan and
probably 6 other languages.
You know, he's probably a CIA agent, as far as we know.
Yeah.
You know, but the deal is he's there, and you know, Right now, Canada's come out and called Maduro a tyrant yesterday and a dictator, and that that the only president of Venezuela is this Guaido. Pence came out today. I'll read you some of the stuff. This is what Pence said today. It says, Pence talks to Venezuelan leader trying to displace Maduro. See, we're already calling this new guy the Venezuelan leader. It says, Vice President Mike Pence has told the Venezuelan leader trying to replace Nicolas Maduro that the U.S. has his back. Pence told an assembly of U.S. diplomats today. I told him the United States will continue to stand strong with the people of Venezuela until democracy and liberty are restored, Pence said at the State Department. It says, Pence direct diplomacy with Juan Guaido, president of his country's National Assembly, underscored U.S. alignment with the lawmakers' attempt to oust the Maduro regime. Guaido last week invoked a constitutional provision that allows the head of the legislature to assume the office of the presidency and call new elections. He was arrested and held briefly over the weekend as Maduro was inaugurated to a 6-year term, and the regime has disbanded the Guaido-helmed legislature. It says, we've imposed tough new sanctions on Nicolas Maduro's sham of a government, Pence noted. And so it goes on here, and it says right here, it says, Guaido is trying to crack Maduro's relationship with the military by offering amnesty to anyone who helps in the restitution of constitutional order, as the assembly put it. We're talking to middle and lower ranking military to break away from the fear, he said, and they'll give them amnesty. So they're trying to get the military to turn. We're openly putting a coup on this guy. This is open.
Color Revolution. Color Revolution. What
color are they hiding this. This is just right out in the open. Yeah, we don't want you president. We're putting our puppet in. Your ass is gone, dude.
If this is a color revolution for Venezuela, what color are they going to color it? Black? Because they got nothing. They got nothing. You know, the people are starving in the fucking streets in that country, and these whatever. These two fuckheads
oil-rich country, and the people are starving. That is
go 10 years ago. Just go back 10 years and look what was going on 10 years ago. It was totally different, man. Totally different. It was on its way down, but still totally different.
This is what John Bolton said today on Twitter.
Their interest rate on their money is over 100,000%.
Yeah, that's crazy. No one's ever seen anything like that.
Well, they did in Weimar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Sorry, man. I just wanted to throw that out there.
This is what John Bolton put on Twitter today about Venezuela. He said the National Assembly is the only legitimate democracy elected government and entity in Venezuela. And the U.S. supports its important decisions yesterday. We urge all Venezuelan leaders, including the military, to uphold the rule of law and constitutional order. So that's what he said today.
It's all just words, though, man. It's just words. Blah, 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 blah.
That's exactly right. It's all words.
White House came out today and told U.S. refiners that Venezuela oil sanctions are under consideration. Now, we're talking about we're going to put a full oil embargo on them. We're talking full oil embargo. Not letting any ships in, any ships out. We're just a full embargo. Again, Vice President Pence spoke with the Venezuelan opposition leader. Guaido recognizes his courageous leadership. That was on CBS today. What Pompeo said today on Twitter. He's our Secretary of State. He said, we congratulate, recognize, and support the courage of Venezuela's National Assembly to formally declare Maduro as a usurper of democracy and to transfer executive responsibilities to Juan Guaido and the National Assembly per Articles 233, 333, and 350 of the Venezuelan Constitution. So it seems we don't only honor our Constitution, our government officials honor Venezuela's Constitution too.
No, that's the only reason they're paying attention to theirs is because they're not paying attention to ours.
Yeah. So we call him a usurper, which is pretty much as low as you can go, worse than a dictator.
Sandy, send me that comment on Messenger please, so that I can keep it in front of me for later in the show. Just to let you guys know, there's 2 topics so far. I asked them if they wanted us to touch on something in the chat, and THC and CBD oil for cancer. We got to touch on that before the end of the show. And then Sandy's comment there. What do you think of the government shutdown theory, saying it will hang on until a reduction in force can be done? I read that some folks think the saboteurs, leakers in the regime will be somehow smoked out. So we're going to try to touch on that later in the show too, but I don't want to interrupt your flow, David. So flow, please.
All right, but that's what's, what else I got here from Venezuela? All kinds of stories here. Hey, Gerald Celente came out on Twitter yesterday, and this is what he said.
I like that guy. I think he's gay, but I like him.
Everybody knows who Celente is, trendsetter, economist.
I think he's gay. Just as rich as he is and as old as he is, for him not to be married, something's going on there. Either that or he's a complete womanizer. So one
either he's really rich and he's really, really happy.
Well, hey, dude, I got to tell you,
whenever he wants.
The cat, when he goes on camera, he is dressed to the nines. Okay, all the time, dressed to the nines, and his pad is just fucking decked out, laid out. You know what I mean? He's got a lot of money, so he can afford all that stuff, and he can afford to have people come in and decorate and whatever. But I don't know. There's just something about him that says that he might be kind of gay.
As long as he's got good info, who cares?
That's right.
Well, that's what he said. He said, as I forecast in the November 2018 Trends Journal, Brazil, Colombia, Argentina, U.S. ganging up against Venezuela. And he's talking about how yesterday the State Department calls a Venezuelan opposition to oust Maduro. And then Celente said, get ready for deadly, dire implications when war breaks out. So he sees it too.
He's pretty damn accurate. I do got to give him that too.
Yeah, he is.
He is. His forecast trends for years and years have been not spot on, but he's better than 80%, I'll say.
What's so dangerous with Venezuela? This is going to destabilize the whole South American continent over there. Yeah. It is. It's going to destabilize it all. There's going to be hundreds of thousands of refugees coming our way. Hundreds of thousands, and a wall isn't going to stop it.
Build the wall.
The deal is, maybe they're doing this for that reason. Who knows? But to find a way to wall us off, to keep us in. That's what I think about a wall sometimes. Maybe it's to keep us in.
Hey, man, there's coastline everywhere you want to go. There's coastline. So if you want to swim for it, swim for it.
Yeah, exactly.
The thing. And this is one meme that I saw floating around, and it really says it. I don't put doors on my house to keep people out or to keep, because of the bad people outside. I put them on there to keep the loved ones inside safe. You know what I mean? It's not about the people outside. It's about the people in here, And just being, I used to live in Texas. I have friends in Texas that live close to the border, and I hear things from them from time to time. And I have for years and years and years. And the coyotes have been bringing people over here for decades, man. I mean, there's tunnels, for fuck's sake, that are dug. That's how long this has been going on. They've had time to engineer miles of tunnels underneath the fucking ground into this country. So, the wall is not going to keep 100% of the fucking people out. It's going to keep about 80% of the people out, which is better than none. Which is what's happening now, because all the fucking gaps in the border. If you're driving up the highway and you come up to the checkpoint, you obviously want to come in for a reason, and you got papers and blah, blah. I'm talking about the people that are running through the desert, jumping through people's backyards and shit, trying to get over here. Yeah. Because it's not, if you listen to the border guards, they do interviews with them all the time. It's not just Mexicans. They're arresting people from all over South America, from all over the Middle East. You know what I'm saying? But hey, just to be a realist, because that's kind of what I am, there's millions of them already here, and they've been here for a long time.
Yep. Well, and the thing of it is too, is that once you get the wall up, then you can focus using the aircraft scans to figure out where the tunnels are, punch a hole in it, and fill it with cement. And let's see how long that takes them to redo those tunnels. It's gonna slow. It's just a deterrent. I mean, if you really want to do it, you just shit shot people over the top of it with light aircraft.
Oh,
like below the radar.
It's like a lock on your front door. It's just to slow people down.
It just slows people down so you can pick up a gun and blow their head off.
Yeah, locks only keep out honest people. That's it. Locks only keep out honest people.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly right. And when you put the deterrent up, that slows a lot of this down. And you can put all that other infrastructure, the electronic infrastructure in place to be able to pick up the rest of it. But you have to have a physical barrier first, and then you could play around with your electronics. Because the electronics don't do anything. They don't slow anything down. They just say, "Oh yeah, somebody went by here."
They just
but if you could set it out to where it's actuating, motion or
directed
tremors.
Energy weapons.
Well, yeah, I didn't want to go that far.
Smoke them as they're coming across the desert. There's one.
Smoke them if you got them. Yeah. I like the smoke them if you got them weapons. That's a good one. But no, I mean, if you put those deterrents up, it's going to slow that down quite a bit.
He won't stand still.
Get a shotgun.
Yeah.
But
there you go.
Do the Joe Biden thing. Just get a shotgun.
Go out on the back patio, let off 2 blasts.
Let off 2 rounds, and that'll cure immigration. Got it. But no, seriously, I mean, the wall should be at a minimum. The wall should be there anyway. That's not going to stop everybody. Everybody knows that.
And as soon as they're done with the wall in Mexico, they need to go up to the border on the northwest corner and make a little hole for the guys in BC to get the bud through, and then build a fucking fence all the way across Canada too.
Yeah. I think what people are failing to understand is that when they kick this off in Venezuela, there ain't going to be no wall there when all these hundreds of thousands of refugees are coming our way. Wall's great, but that ain't going to be done before this kicks off with Venezuela.
They're not going to come all the way to the U.S., dude. Just to be realistic, man. They're not.
I think they will.
The people that are coming here now from Honduras and shit, that's all staged. That's all paid for by some billionaire's
Soros.
Fucking money.
Well, the deal is they'll head toward Mexico.
Yeah. Well,
and the deal is Mexico is on Venezuela's side. They're adamantly against us, calling Maduro a dictator, and they basically told us,
it's not us, Kemosabe. I ain't got nothing to do with that. I didn't call nobody nothing.
So Mexico's on Venezuela's side, so they're gonna probably help push these refugees over.
They didn't help push the last one.
And who knows? We may end up in war in Mexico. This is what I'm saying. This isn't just our ordinary coup. This is going to rock the South American continent to its fucking core.
This is true, and I agree with you, Dave. But the thing of it is this pot has been brewing for decades upon decades upon decades. And the thing of it is that we have this newer generation that is getting ready to just pop this bubble because they have no clue as to what's going on in the past. They just run their fucking pie hole like Cortez, whatever her freaking.
I was waiting to hear you talk about her. I wish Lance would get on here, man. I want to hear his opinion on her ass too.
What I'm saying is that you've got a new generation that's ready to take this to the next level, and they're going to infuriate those people on the other side of the border and follow through. It's ridding the old guard with this new generation of crazy people, just going to go. It's going to go shit hot.
I saw an article, it's probably been 2 weeks ago or so, probably now, that said that full on of the Democratic Party, full on 30% of people that claim to be Democrats are socialists. They admit to it. They admit to being socialist.
We're going to see this in our lifetime. that it's gonna swing.
No,
and
no,
that's
no,
why it's
no,
like,
no. The economy's
You
going
don't
to
think so?
collapse. The government's going to collapse. Everything's going to take a shitter here pretty quick, man. We're not going to see any kind of political change. It's going to be this left-right banner until the Civil War starts, and then it's all done for.
That's what I
It's
think.
all done. The government's going to they'll all be run out. Somebody will hang around, and there's still going to be some kind of tag-on government for a while until everything gets established again and they try to roll back over us. But yeah, this country's getting ready to go through major fucking changes.
What is that spike going to be? That spike up going to be?
Dead people in the streets.
Well, yeah, that's it's funny to say, but
here's what I see.
That,
Here's what I see for a little while. The federal government is going to get to the point where nobody listens to anything they say because everybody's had it to their fucking eyeballs with the corruption. Okay,
absolutely right.
The country.
I agree.
Once the Civil War happens and all this thing hits the shit, then I see that the country's going to be divided up into little, like 2 states here, 4 states over here, 3 states over here, and they're all going to be like little collectives that are going to kind of until everything coagulates to one country again. It's going to be, it's going to be like North versus South, but that was just on the East Coast, right? When all that shit was going on, The West was all wide open Indian land, right? So it's going to be kind of like that, but it's going to be little segments. It's going to be little segments of. That's the way I see it panning out, anyway. Because there's certain states that are kind of reliant on each other. A lot of the power that gets generated right here in this county goes down to Texas and Arkansas, or Texas and northern Louisiana. So, those 2 states kind of rely on the power that these lakes that I'm living around generate. So there's going to have to be some cohesion somewhere. But it's going to hit the fan for a while. It's going to be yo-yo. You're on your own.
Well, I like your ideology a lot better than mine then.
What do you see?
I think it's going to be a shit show.
And then?
I think you're going to get within communities, you're going to get that absolute shit show mentality between the blacks, the whites, the Hispanics, and the Asians,
but
mostly in the West Coast.
But that's so segmented across the country.
I know, but you're going to deal with it within your community, and then you have to deal with the next wave of whatever's happening. But I have my plan to perch and watch the shit show happen, pop popcorn and watch it happen.
Yep.
But the second wave,
hope the Wi-Fi stays up.
I don't care about the Wi-Fi. I just want popcorn.
I want to see what's going on.
Charge my phone and take pictures. But
send the drone up to 1,000 feet.
Yeah, no kidding, right? And just watch it happen, because there are going to be people that cannot control their emotions, and that's going to be the biggest thing about those of us that have been watching this for a long time, is to control your emotions and be able to be focused enough to push yourself out of the situation, regardless of how you feel. You need to do what you need to do to make sure things are right for generations beyond. And once you get to that point in your mind that you could push past the emotion, that's where your strength is going to be, because we have been brainwashed for the last 30, 40 years to feel and do all these things out of feelings, and they passed legislation on feelings.
Fear.
Yeah, fear. Well, that's a feeling.
They're talking in the chat. They want us to hit on the whole Yellowstone exploding thing. That's fear based. To me, that's completely to keep people going. Oh my God! That's all that is. Don't pay any attention to that shit. If Yellowstone's getting ready to blow, it'll let us know.
Yeah. No, I mean, everything that we're dealing with right now is it's what? Oh God, I wish off the top of my head. There's four cycles to it. There's what is it? Fear, and then they push, and then they punch, and then they shoot. I've got it wrong, but it's something to that point where they have to instill fear. And then they start doing things where they push you or punch you which they take away your food and they actually start hitting you, and that's where
to try to get you to react.
To get you to react, and then they actually punch, and then when you react, then they shoot, and that's what you have to be aware of, as that's how all these things actually come to pass. And because some people are so reluctant to want to push past that, that's why it's taking a longer time than they want it to. And now you've got this next generation that just wants to feel their way through everything. I think that the Gen X or Gen Y is actually in the way of this, because they're trying to seek meaning in life, and they're starting to change. Even though that they're on the wrong side from our point of view, they're starting to do things off of feelings and how they can change things. Even though they're socialist, I still think that they're kind of a roadblock to what's going on, because they feel, the things that we don't agree with, I don't agree with, but I think they're kind of slowing the machine down a little bit.
The next generation, we've been talking about this for a couple of years now, David. The next generation of the 1%ers, which is the big money guys' kids and grandkids, are throwing a wrench into shit too, because they're all a bunch of fucking panty waist little, always had a trophy fucks, and they know they're going to take over, and they want to do things differently than mom and dad did, and mom and dad ain't liking it. You know what I mean? So there's that aspect of shit that's going on right now too. These Bilderberger babies is what they're called in some of the reports that I've read. The Bilderberger babies are trying to change up the old way of doing things, and the old ways don't like that.
Are you talking the Ys or the Zs?
Well, I'm not talking about the Ys or the Z. I'm talking about the 1%ers, the 1%ers kids that are getting ready to take shit over, because they're going to inherit all the money when mom and dad die.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So there's that aspect of stuff. And that's been going on for a couple of years now. They talked about that at the Bilderberg conference 2 or 3 years ago, that the kids were, the younger generation was kind of trying to shake people's trees, and they didn't like it. So there's that. But, I feel that, I don't know if it's the Great Awakening or whatever, because I still think that even people, I watch quite a few YouTube channels, not on a daily basis anymore, but frequently. And these people that are out there that think that they're woke completely are not. They're not. And they're more dangerous because they're only half awake.
Right.
That's the way I see things going. But they've got the game right now, right? These big channels are, they've got millions of fucking subscribers, and all these people that are listening to them are right along with them, typing the same stupid bullshit that they're typing, left-right paradigm. These people are evil because they're thinking this, and these people are evil because they're thinking that. They don't think the way that we think, so just it's got to be fighting constantly, and it's going to lead to the end.
And I think that's where the wisdom that we come at it from is that you have to look at it as
they don't want our wisdom. They don't.
They don't until it goes into their face.
I've told people, and I don't know if I've said it openly on the channel. I don't think I ever will, to be honest with you. I don't know. It depends on if Yah puts it on my heart or not. But I've told certain people in my lives the ultimate truth that I know that changes everything, and they don't want to hear it. They don't want to hear it. When they hear it, they're like, nope, not listening to you. Not listening to you. It's like it just completely shuts them off. And that's why we're doomed.
Right.
Because very few people are open-minded enough to listen to what you're trying to tell them and do the fucking research to know whether it's fact or not.
And not even just the research, but even to do your own soul searching. I mean, everybody is inherently aware of what's right and wrong, but it depends on whether you want to believe, whether it is that you understand what is right and wrong.
But that's the thing, though, man. Truth does not give a fuck what you believe.
I understand that, but that's not what we're dealing with in the public.
But that's if you're really
I
a truth,
agree with you.
If you're
I'm
really a
agreeing
truth
with you.
seeker, though, if you're really a truth seeker, that should be the only thing that you care about. You know what I mean?
I got that. But some people
that's
don't
why
understand.
that's why it fucking blows me away that some of the people that I've talked to just shut off when I say what I have to say.
Right.
You know, I thought you wanted to know the truth. Well, I don't believe that. I don't believe that. It does. I don't give a fuck what you believe, man. Are you not even gonna search? That's what blows me away. Or at least
take a moment to absorb. I mean, it may be a lot to whatever it is you're bestowing on somebody. It may be one of those things where I don't completely understand, and they may be saying the wrong word to you, and then saying, you know, I don't believe you. It instead of just, you know, sitting down for a minute and thinking about it for a couple days, you know, then maybe they'll come back at you.
And I'm pretty in your face about my shit too, right? I don't throw shit with softballs. You know, when I come at people and tell them what I think, I tell them what I think. You know, if my words stink, oh well. You know, I'm not a politically correct kind of guy. You guys all know that. So it might be the way that I put things forward to people. It might be the way that I give them the truth because I just throw it at them like a fucking bag of hammers. But hey, sometimes that's what it takes to hit people in between the eyes with it, right? Sometimes you got to come down on them like a bag of hammers.
Right, so. And I don't disagree with you, but I think that as an older gentleman, like, you know, we both are, you know, sometimes you have to case that situation and say, does this one deserve a bag of hammers, or does this one just need a slap in the face? I mean, that's
I try to give them a warning beforehand.
Kind of what we need to do.
Yeah, and it depends on who I'm talking to too, as to what kind of approach I bring.
That's my point. Yeah. That's my point. Then your message is squared away, but your delivery system to individuals can't always be a broad brush. And I don't disagree with what you're saying, but a broad brush delivery may not always be the best avenue, even though what you're saying is absolutely correct.
But you still got to know whether you get shot with a 22 or a 50, it's still going to hurt. It's still going to hurt because it's the truth, and the truth hurts, man. It does.
Some of these guys don't even know what a 22 or a 50 is.
Well, hang on. Okay.
That's
I can either hit you with a Volvo or I can hit you with a Mack truck. Either one's going to hurt you.
It's either gotta break it down Barney style, damn it. I love you. You love me. Do you want me to beat your ass?
Oh, I thought you were talking about Barney Fife, man. I wasn't going to a fucking purple dinosaur.
No, I'm talking Barney style. Yeah. I'm talking Barney style to the nth low end degree. You know, you gotta look at these people with some sort of empathy. You try, and if they shit on you, you're like, you know what? God bless you. I wish you well, and you move on. You try, and you move away. You try, and you move away. And that's it. That's it. And don't feel bad about it. I don't.
What did you delete? What did you delete out of chat, Triple C? I see a message retracted in there. What did you delete? What comment did you put in there that you deleted? Don't delete nothing, man. You ain't gotta check yourself in this chat.
It's calling me names, I bet.
Oh. I mean, if it's actual, well, no, if it's a troll
if
comment,
he's calling me names, then Jimmy's okay with that.
Nah, trolls don't. Well, yeah, I'm okay with it. Go ahead, Dave. Call him a name. Okay, go ahead. It's been a while since you got to call him a name. Go ahead, call him a name.
Call who a name?
Charlie.
What?
Huh?
I'm trying to get Dave to call you a name.
Dave, call me a name.
You son of a bitch.
There we go. That makes Jimmy happy. I don't care, but Jimmy's happy.
All right. Where the fuck are you, Lance? I know you're listening to the show. If you're not, whatever. It doesn't take that long to download an app onto an iPhone and turn it on. You already got a Skype account. All you got to do is enter your shit. Come on, man. You're bullshitting everybody. They're waiting. Charlie even showed up, and now you're going to fucking flake out?
And I'm not even feeling all that good.
Yeah, you ought to hear him coughing. But now he can mute, so you can't hear him cough.
Yeah, I know. I you know what? I owe everybody an apology about that. I hit the button and it was blinking and I coughed and you're like, holy shit, that sounds horrible. I'm like, I'm blinking. I'm in mute mode.
Push the button, man. Push the button.
Son of a bitch. All right. That was my bad.
Push the fucking button. Wasn't that little Chinese kid from the, what was that movie with Chris Rock and Jackie Chan? The little Chinese girl that had the bomb vest on. She was running through the thing. Going, push the button. Sorry. Had to flash back to
I don't remember that movie.
I can't remember what the name of it was. Somebody in chat will know. I don't know. I can't remember. I just know Jackie Chan was funny, and I liked him as an actor. And Chris Rock used to be funny when he was still a comedian and not a political activist. So he's kind of disappeared now. But I don't watch TV, so I don't know if he is. Anyway, let's go back to the show.
It's really, really hard to determine the difference between when you're talking and your subliminal messaging. They sound the same.
My mouth is moving. All right. David, let's go back to some news or something. I'm going to jump outside and turn my hot tub on because as soon as we get done with the show, I'm getting in the motherfucker.
What about how's Dave doing?
Oh, yeah. How you doing, Dave? I got to ask him all this shit last week.
I'm good, man.
Is the snow deep?
Oh, deep, and it ain't really deep. I mean, it's probably got about a foot on the ground, but I mean, we're getting hit with the Arctic blast right now. We're like, I think the high today was like 5 below zero, and that wasn't including the wind. I mean, like, what's it right now?
Well, the politically correct term is polar vortex.
Wind chill is 11 below zero right now, but there's supposed to be even a bigger blast coming on Sunday behind this. And
what about with all the other stuff going to the VA and whatnot? How are you feeling?
I'm doing good. I got to go back to the VA on February 1st.
Okay. But are you doing? How are you feeling? Are you good on day to day?
I'm not on no pity train anymore, man. I've had this shit going on long enough now where I just take it in stride now. I get up every morning, I meditate for 15 to 20 minutes.
And then he gets on Facebook and posts ray of sunshine up your ass memes all day.
And I know a lot of people.
I've never had.
But I don't care. People need to hear some positive shit in this world, man.
I'm just giving you shit.
And he's right. I have to wipe with SPF 30 every day, and it's good. I mean, it's true. Like there are people on Facebook that have messaged me going, "What's wrong with you now, dude? Why are you saying this stuff?" I've had people say that to me, and it's like people just don't want to hear good news anymore. They want to hear you're gonna die and all this other shit. And I'm just not that I understand reality, but the point is, I'm slowly trying to pull myself away from this stuff, man. Because detaching.
Life's too short for fucking dark energy in your life.
Yep. I agree.
I was about ready
brother.
I was about ready to send you PM and ask if you and the Dalai Lama were tweeting each other or something, man.
No, it's just
a new chapter. He's in a new chapter.
When I know everybody has health issues, some kind of health issue in their life, and mine's is a painful one. I got this severe nerve damage, and it's just I won't take pills. I won't take these pills they throw at me, the morphine, the hydrocodone, the Oxycontin. I won't take them, and I haven't. And so I've learned other ways to deal with the pain, and one is to meditate. And I've learned that since I've been meditating for about a month now, I definitely feel a lot better. That's the first thing after I eat and everything in the morning. Before I get on my computer, I sit and I meditate for 20 minutes. I sit in my office chair, and I find a sound like the ticking of the clock or the traffic outside to concentrate on for like 20 minutes and just have no thoughts in my head. And it works. It does. I'm a big believer in meditation. I used to think it was, hocus pocus before, but it does. If a person can clear their mind just for 20 minutes a day, it works wonders for anybody, whether you're in bad health, good health. You just want to have a good start to the day, clear your mind.
Yeah, and I agree with that. And I think that we live in a world right now that purposefully confuses, stresses, and overdoes the commitment to everybody, whether it be a wife, a husband, a boyfriend, a girlfriend, whatever it is, and even the amount of stresses that are put upon a child, to perform not just in school but in extracurricular activities. I think that it is purposefully built to keep everybody so spun up in such a way that you don't have that time to just calm, just get to the end of the day or in the morning, whatnot, and breathe and look at your life for an hour or so, and all right, Jason's back. That's nice.
I'm just breathing. Hey, Charlie.
All right.
Mental challenge.
Where's the hockey mask?
Mental challenge for Charlie Urbancic. Ready?
Ready?
Mental challenge for Charlie Urbancic. 1, 2, 3, go. I want you to spell the word extracurricular.
Done. Got it.
I did it all in my head, man. We're good.
Yep. You didn't say I had to spell it out loud.
I was just fucking with you.
Man, it took my all 2 brain cells to say it.
I'm just fucking with you, man. I haven't talked to you for a long time.
I know, and
dude.
you gave me a fucking middle finger for working last week, so you can fuck yourself too.
Oh, yeah. Okay,
but
whatever.
That's okay. That's all right. But yeah, I mean, taking that time to just breathe, and our society doesn't allow us to do that anymore, and that's wrong.
Fuck
that's
no.
wrong.
Go. Go.
Yep. Exactly.
Well, why do you think the Chinese allow their employees to have a nap time?
Yeah, exactly right. I mean, you need to just stop and breathe and think and just be. And our society doesn't allow that anymore for any of us.
Well, see, that's what sleeping for is the rest of the mind, not necessarily the body, but the mind.
When I go to bed at night, I shut everything off. Everything. I kill the power to everything when I go to bed.
That's why they say, your sleep is actually the most integral part of your life, to rest your mind for as many hours as you can.
Almost a third of your life.
But outside of that, I mean, not just sleeping, but just being able to sit and be.
Yeah.
I mean, if you just want to stare out the effing window and watch life, just watch things. They
try to squash that at an early age right now, though, dude. When you're in grade school, back when I was in they catch somebody staring out the window, daydreamer.
Yeah, exactly.
They try to squash that right off the bat, man. They don't want anybody.
That's wrong. Yeah. That is absolutely wrong.
Yep.
And that is part of what the problem is that you just need to be able to calm the F down in your own little space, regardless of what anybody else says, and just be. And I think that
don't start
more
talking
we go
about
towards that.
Don't start talking about safe spaces or nothing, dude. Don't.
I didn't say safe space.
Okay. Just checking.
Fort Knox doesn't make a safe that big yet. But anyway, so no, just have time to yourself. Everybody leave me the fuck alone and let me just calm the fuck down and just think.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that.
People don't critically think anymore. People don't question anymore. They just accept what they're told.
And when you're forced to run around all the time, you have no time to think outside the damn box.
Well, and it's like you said, everybody's go, right? They think, I don't have time for that, dude. I don't have time for that. I've got to work tomorrow. I got to pick up the kids after work. I got to go grab the fucking dry cleaning. I got to go home and pay the bills.
Yeah, what's the biggest thing when you're talking to somebody, what are you doing? Oh, I'm busy. I'm busy. Bullshit. You're not that busy. You choose to be that busy.
You had 4 hours Saturday night to go at the bar.
There you go.
Just spend, just take an extra hour out of your week even to start. An hour out of your week and do some serious research on serious subjects.
And not even I thought you were going to go a different direction with that, but that's okay.
What'd you think I was going to say?
Well, I was just gonna. I was hoping. I had hoped you were going to say just take time for yourself and cut off from all of that.
Everybody should do that
social media,
every day.
Shut off the TV, shut off the radio, shut off everything.
You should do that every day. You should do that every day. There should be a limited amount of time that you people are on social media, that you're on your computers, period, every day. You should limit that just like you limit your children to that kind of shit. You should also limit yourself. 2 hours of computer time, that's it. 5 hours of computer time, that's it. People will go 12 hours of computer time, but that's all for today.
That's it. Not 1/13th hour ever.
Nope. Not 12:01, not 12:02. 12:05 is completely out.
Yeah.
David, what's your end of the thing scenario?
What's that?
When shit hits the fan here in the country, like Charlie gave his perspective on what was going to happen, I gave my perspective on what was going to happen. Let's hear a little bit of yours.
I think that we're just going to collapse. I think, we're going to be killing each other in the streets. And that's pretty much it. Americans, I've never seen America this divided in my life. I mean, Vietnam was bad. I've read enough about it, but it's nothing compared to what's going on today. I mean, people back then were divided over a war. People today are divided over politics, which is even more dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
You get two people that are divided over politics or religion, man, you're going to have something happen.
Politics is religion.
Yeah, that too. But the point is, I don't see no coming out of this. It's only going to get worse.
Mm-hmm.
And what that final straw is going to be, who's going to know? But it's getting closer. I know that much. And just, in my short time, I've been following world events,
Because people don't think for themselves.
No.
They're all followers now.
What they say that artificial intelligence is going to take over. They said about 2020, it's going to be predominant in this nation, that people are going to be losing their jobs to robots here real soon. Your slave status is going to be revoked and given to a robot. You're just going to be put out to die somewhere. I mean, that's a fact. I mean, you listen to Elon Musk. I know he's a bit eccentric, but I like the dude. I like listening when he was on Joe Rogan. I listened to that whole interview he was on there with him a while back. The one he smoked the joint on there with him.
Yep.
He's if he didn't know what he was doing, he wouldn't be where he's at right now. I give him kudos, man. But he said that AI is going to be taking over America. And they asked him, Joe Rogan asked him straight out, is it going to be a good thing or a bad thing? He's like, well, it's just going to be a thing. Put it that way. He said it's just going to overwhelm us. He said within the next 10 years, it's going to be robots everywhere.
Mm-hmm. It's already happening.
And you listen to what's his name there, that one that was in the wheelchair that died. That was his name.
Oh, God damn. I know who you're talking about. I just can't think of his name.
He even said the same thing, that AI was going to be our demise. All these guys, the little eccentric types, see this stuff. They said AI is just going to take us over. I think that's going to put a demise to us, too.
It is. And it's, it depends on how far they take it, I guess. It depends on how far they take it.
That's pretty much what
they've already. I mean, they've had the deep learning machines have been in operation for several years now already. That not Deep Blue. That's old hack computer. What's the new one now that the guys from Google built? Oh, I can't think of the name of that. Yeah, Stephen Hawking.
Yeah,
was the guy you were thinking of.
Well, that Elon Musk said, like you just said, Jimmy. He said it depends how far man wants to take this. He said, he says I see 40% of the workforce real soon being taken over by AI.
Thanks, Saint. Thank Hunt.
Ricky said, does anyone notice how all the science fiction shit is real, or is it just me? It's, you have to get to the point where you really need to focus on your discernment. If you're going to start watching any headlines and stuff from the mainstream media, like who in this chat really believes that China sent a probe to the moon, to the dark side of the moon? Who believes that?
Yeah, that kind of caught me off guard when I seen that story. I'm like, what? Mm-hmm.
There was another one. They just saw some new star or something. There's a thing in the science journal that they're hearing radio transmissions, constant radio transmissions from some new star that they're seeing for the first time ever. Blah 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 blah. They're like they were talking about earlier in the chat. They're talking about Yellowstone erupting again. That all shit. That all happened back around 2012 too. If you guys remember that, that all happened back around 2012. It happened around the turn of the fucking century when we went from 99 to 2000. Everybody was talking about the computer virus that was going to destroy the fucking world because the computers wouldn't be able to recognize the dates anymore and blah blah blah. Fear. And I still think that they're going to try the alien agenda thing, as one of them last-ditch efforts. They're going to try some kind of alien invasion shit.
Space Force.
So
we got the Space Force, getting them set up to fight the aliens.
Tisk, tisk, tisk.
So just out of curiosity, I mean, between the three of us that have been in the military, we all, the three of us understand what military preparedness means. Mm-hmm. Having your go bags ready, having your minimal stuff ready. And I'm not going to go on a, big deal about preparedness, but what I'm saying is that remember, just remember, not today, but remember those years and years and years ago when the very first time that you had to go out and you had to depend just on your gear. Remember how you felt? You weren't exactly sure. They handed you all this shit and they said, this is what you need. Now get out there and do your deal. And you're like, this is not enough shit. But all of a sudden you made it work.
That and the shit that they gave me was used.
Yeah, well, but you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I mean, we all three of us have had that experience, that life experience, and that.
What about the first time? I don't know if either of you have gone out the door of an aircraft, but you put on this parachute that's issued by the government, folded by somebody. Yeah. Yep. They signed a fucking tag and stuck it inside your chute that said that they were the ones that folded it or whatever, and you're getting ready to jump out the door of a fucking airplane.
Last thought in your mind was, I did sign my insurance, right?
There are forces greater than I.
Yep.
So that's why I'm still here talking to you fuckers.
Yep. But the thing of it is that we talk about a lot of very, very large subjects. Mm-hmm. And
we can solve them all. If these fucking people would just listen to us, we could have this whole thing ticking like a clock.
Okay, that's Jimmy's view of the idea. But my idea was that if you're looking at your life and you've got the things gathered together that will make sure that you are prepared, try to exercise that once or twice. Stress yourself out just a little bit. And when you come back from that exercise, plus up a little bit, because we've been pushed that test. And I mean, I tell you what, when I went out on the field, I'm like, this is going to suck ass. And quite frankly, after the second day, I'm like, no, I really do have just about everything I need right here. I didn't realize I only needed this little, but I'm okay. I'm
But
okay.
the people nowadays, man, I hate to be all encompassing because there are,
It's hard to do that.
Yeah, there are certain people out there that get it and certain people that don't. So I'm not going to say the younger generation because there's guys that are older than me that are just fucking clueless, man.
Yes,
so
absolutely.
I'm just going to say there's woke people and then there's unwoke people. The unwoke people out there right now, and some of the woke people too, to be honest with you, they don't have the skill set to be able to rely on a minimalist type of, setup. They don't. They think they have to have. Yeah, go ahead. You get what I'm saying?
They don't have the skill set, but the biggest thing is, are they willing to learn?
Most of them know. They think they can throw money at everything. They think they buy thousands of dollars worth of this fucking awesome gear, and they can't use any of it because they don't got the fucking skills to use any of it. It's just yeah.
Or when you need to use it, there's so much anxiety that they use it in incorrectly. I mean, the biggest thing about being in a shitty situation is calm the fuck down.
Mm-hmm.
Calm down, because when you're flying off the fucking handle and you're out of your mind, you're going to make shit decisions, and you have to, number one, accept the fact that we're in a shit situation, but freaking out isn't going to do shit for you. And now we need to look at the time, look at what resources we have, and we need to start pulling those resources together. Calm the fuck down. It'll work. It works for people that don't freak the fuck out. The people that freak out are the first ones to die because they are full of anxiety and they will spin everybody else up. And it's just not worth it.
That's 90% of the people that are out there floating through life are fear-based because that's the way they've been raised. They've constantly been raised in a fear-based society. You're from the time you're a kid, you're taught to be scared of everything. Don't run so fast, you might fall and scrape your knee, and don't ride your bike so fast, you might wreck and bust your head open, and don't drive so fast because you might wreck and kill somebody else. And it's constant fear. Once you get past that, some people refer to it as not giving a fuck anymore. When you get to the point where you don't have no more fucks to give, then it's life changing. It's not really not giving a fuck because I still, I used to say that about myself. I'm just to the point where I don't give a fuck anymore. I do. I give a lot of fucks about certain things. It's just I have limited my give a fuck ability to certain aspects of my life, and I don't fear anything except for one thing. And once you come to the truth that I've come to, and I know that I've told people this before, if you really want to know this truth, you've got a way to get a hold of me if you're following me on Facebook, or if you got my Skype, or if you got my Messenger, or if you got my text, my phone number, you can text me if you really want to know this truth, because it'll change your life.
I've got the T-shirt. Yeah. I'm just kidding.
Once this truth comes to you, there's nothing else left. You know what I mean? Once you know this one thing, nothing else even matters because it'll all take care of itself. It will. It'll all take care of itself. You might not know it. You might not think it, but it will. It just comes together. Everything comes together when it's supposed to, and things work out the way they're supposed to, because once you know this one truth, you start living the way you're supposed to live, and it's just that simple, man. It is for me anyway. It is for me. So.
Well, and I think that's part of the whole actualization of the hierarchy is getting to that point where you ascend, from your basics all the way up, and you finally get to that point of you are at the pinnacle of where you're going to be, but you still have to support that pyramid of necessities that you need to go through. And once you get other people on board with that, everybody around you that accepts that will calm the fuck down. And once they calm the fuck down, then ascension is almost automatic. It may not be automatic for everybody, but collectively it kind of goes that way. Individually, that should be the goal. Absolutely. I'm totally on board with you on that. But if you get enough like-minded people that are based on saying, look, these certain things in life don't matter. Okay. All this shit we talk about a lot of stuff on air about politics and what's going on in the world. But when we get off the air, we unplug our microphones and we go to our own little, places in our lives and we say, okay, I have to do this tomorrow. I have to do this the next day. We are living in our own space and we have to do our things. That's where it gets real. That's where it gets really real. And the politics don't matter. India doesn't matter. Iran doesn't matter. All that shit doesn't matter. But the love and care that you have for your friends, your family, your spouse, your significant other, however that is, that's the real life. So taking those granules of reality and then trying to impose it upon this show is challenging it at a certain level because we're talking about things in the world, but what it really boils down to is the community that is surrounded around this show is that how do we better ourselves on a daily basis to ensure that we're doing the best that we can on a daily basis to not screw ourselves over, but also be the best that we can to each other.
That's simple.
Even though that we know each other only on the air.
That's simple. Live in righteousness. That's my one. That's what I would leave everybody with. If that's what I'm going to have put on my tombstone. If there's still somebody around to bury my ass. Live in righteousness. Who was that author of that book, man? I can't think of it. I'll try to remember it next week for the show. I read a book called Strategic Relocation. I can't remember who it's written by.
Oh, Joe Skousen.
Joel Skousen. Thank you, brother. You must have read the book also. Okay.
I have that book.
It's here somewhere. No, I think I actually loaned it to Tracy or so. I don't know. I read what I wanted to read out of it, and then I forwarded it on to somebody else. I don't have the book any longer because I got out of it what I wanted to get out of it, and I wanted to pass it on to somebody else so they can get out of it what they need to get out of it. Joel Skousen, there's a quote in the front of that book, and if I get it wrong, go grab the book, Charlie, and read it right. But I think one of his quotes, there's two actually, but the one that stuck with me is always do the next right thing, especially when you don't want to.
All right, let me go find it. Hold on.
Okay. There's two quotes in the front of that book.
Continue on. I'll go grab it.
All right. But that's my give to everybody is live in righteousness. Always do the next right thing. Because it's what you'd want done to you. You don't want anybody to wrong you, right? So don't wrong anybody else. If you do that one thing, your life will be completely worth living. You agree, David?
Well, I do. It's just amazing, though. You don't realize how some people go off their path. We're all interlinked with each other, and you can always tell when there's there's a disturbing story. I don't know if you've been following the events of them finding that 13-year-old girl the other day over in Wisconsin where her parents were murdered.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Did you read into that?
A little bit.
And it's I've never heard such evil in my life what that guy did. Did you see what he did? I mean, the guy that kidnapped her, how he killed her parents?
Mm-hmm.
You saw that?
Yeah. There's that kind of evil is prevalent everywhere.
And that's what I mean. And that's the stuff that just, you shake your head and you go, you can definitely see that, I firmly believe now that we are vibrational beings. Mm-hmm. We're interlinked with what's above us.
Because everybody puts off energy.
Yeah, exactly. We're
interlaced.
vibrational beings in a vibrational universe.
Yep.
I firmly believe that. And our vibrations bring out everything. You know, the way we think affects what goes on in this world.
Yep. It's called the collective consciousness.
You know, and
it's pretty
no,
dark.
I don't believe in death anymore. I don't anymore. After about 6 months of really studying, I don't believe in death anymore. I believe that there's physical and non-physical, but I no longer believe in death. I believe you just move on to another existence.
Oh no, there's death.
I don't believe in death anymore. That's just me. I know, you know, you commented on my Facebook, and I get that, and I respect your opinion, but I personally, what I've read, I don't believe we die anymore. Physically, we die. Mentally, spiritually, we're still moving on. At least that's just the way I see it.
It remains to be seen.
Everybody sees it that way, and that's cool.
Yeah.
You know, I believe in reincarnation. I believe our souls have been reincarnated hundreds of thousands of times we've been here. You know, I don't believe that, you know, when you have, what do you call that?
Deja vu.
Deja vu, you're going back to a time because you did do this before. Maybe it's someone else, but you did this before. You know,
I've had some pretty strong deja vus in my life. I got to admit that. I do got to admit that I've had some pretty strong deja vus in my life, and places that I knew I had never ever been before in my lifetime. You know what I mean? In this lifetime, but I knew where things were and corners that were there, and yeah. So I've had some pretty strong deja vus in my life. Yep.
I don't know.
We're getting down to the wire here. We got like 20 minutes left. Yeah. Let's tap into these two things. There's Sandy. Sandy posted a couple of really good things. So, what do you think of the government shutdown theory, saying it will hang on until a reduction in force can be done? I read that some folks think that the saboteurs and leakers in the regime will somehow be smoked out. Let me get your opinion on that, David.
I guess I don't understand it.
I don't know about the whole reduction in force thing.
Yeah, I'm lost, man. Yeah.
Maybe we'll hang on to that question and go over that next week and get Sandy
on earlier in the chat room, and I'm like, I don't understand it.
We'll try to get Sandy on the mic and go into it with her on the mic. The other one is the Inker.com. Trump shutdown is a trap. The Trump shutdown trap. It's like a some kind of graph or something. I don't know. All right. There was a couple of other things. She just posted one in here a second ago. Let me back this up here real quick. Where's it at? She posted something about China. Oh, yeah. Do you think that Canada just started World War III by arresting that Chinese, I think he's a businessman or something?
Yeah, I think it was a lady. Or was it a guy? I don't know. I know they arrested somebody. That was
it's whoever's the Huawei, the Chinese company Huawei. They arrested some, I think it is some chick that's like a one of the higher ups, not a CEO or something. But they were accusing her of espionage or something, weren't they?
Well, we just arrested an Iranian here today. That's a press TV anchor for the last 25 years.
Wang Manzhou is whoever's name.
Oh, in return, though, China's arrested 2 or 3 Canadians.
Yeah, well, tit for tat, man. That's
Russia
the way this
just
shit
arrested
goes.
one of our guys.
Yeah.
Well, the guy had he said they caught him right in the middle of doing espionage, and he claims he was there for a wedding, but he had like 4 different passports from 4 different countries.
Gee, that does sound like CIA, doesn't it? Jason Bourne shit, man.
He's an American, but he's also got a British passport, an Irish passport, and another passport.
Imagine that. They all got different names on, too?
I don't know. They didn't say. It just seems like us, China, and Russia, and Iran are busting a lot of each other's people lately.
Yep. Well, that's the way that's the way this whole government shit goes. That's why I'm so sick of fucking governments, man. You know, we wouldn't be in any wars if it wasn't for governments. It's the truth, man. You know, the war, the military industrial complex is just an arm of the bank. Just like government is an arm of the bank. If those two things didn't exist, the world would be so much better. So much better. Fiat currency and government. Mind control is the root word of government. If you break it down into its two root words, is the govern, which is to limit, and mentalis, which is your mental ability. Limit your mentality. Government is mind control. And a collection
sorry about that. I lent that book out.
That's okay.
I gotta get back. I apologize. I went through 2 of my bookcases and I put a little tag in there and I lent it out.
That's cool. It ain't no big deal, man. I'm sure if you go look up
it's a great book, though. Damn.
Yeah, if you go look up quotes by Joel Skousen, you'll see that quote. I guarantee you. So, and if you guys really want a good read, it is a damn good book. It is a damn good book. It's very, very instructionary. You know what I mean? It's like a set of instructions. So it's not like a novel. It's not like a lay in the bathtub and read it, drinking a bottle of wine type of thing. No. It's more like you're gaining knowledge of how this world is laid out and what places are safe and what places are not.
And why.
And what to look for when you're looking for a safe location. It's called Strategic Relocation by Joel Skousen. I think this is the 3rd edition that's out now because it's gone through 3 different iterations, I think. Maybe even 4. So, but check it out if you want to. It's a good read. Strategic Relocation.
So how do you think this government shutdown ends? I don't see an ending to it. Trump's firmly where he's at, and the Democrats are firmly where they're at, and I don't see anybody giving in.
Fuck them. Send them all home, man. Fuck them. I think
this was done on purpose.
Yeah, absolutely. And I say good. You know, if you people are paying attention, since the government shut down, nothing has changed.
Right.
Nothing. You can still, and he made sure.
Changes, when you start seeing people that aren't going to be getting their food stamps at the end of February, that's something to watch for. That's what I'm watching for. To me, that's the marker of shit hitting the fan. When they cut food stamps off because there isn't enough funds at the end of February, watch out.
The good people that need help will find help. The pieces of shit.
Not the hood rats. In the middle
that's what I'm saying. The pieces of shit that are doing nothing but leeching off of other fucking people will be left hanging, and good on them.
I'm just saying this is what's going to bring the violence on.
Right, and I agree with you because we saw that, it was about 4 or 5 years ago when there was that burp in the system and people that couldn't buy things on their EBT cards lost their shit. What was that, like 3-4 years ago?
Yeah.
It'll only be violent until the people are fed up with the violence, and then they'll put a stop to it. And that's the way things should be. We're getting ready to go back to the way things should be, because
and it's going to be a painful bump. It's going to be a painful bump.
That's why I say, man, you buckle your seatbelt, tighten up your boot laces.
You know, if Trump calls this national emergency, which I know that right now he's having a hard time doing, if he does it, people don't understand. You know, not only does that put, end the government shutdown, which it does, but it'll go to the courts and get fought out there, about him taking money from the Defense Department to build this wall. But the deal is with national emergency, people don't understand is that when a president calls that, he has the powers over all the infrastructure in the nation. He can order the internet down. He can order lights down. This is what the national emergency gives him. That's what worries me. He can turn cell phone service off with a national emergency.
He won't do any of that, though.
All these different things.
He won't do any of that. He won't do any of that because it'll cause chaos.
Dave, whatsoever. I don't. I think what your fears are valid. but I think that he is very focused on what he's trying to do. He's not shooting from the hip. He is focusing on one area, and I don't think he's not shooting at all the other areas of our lives. He's saying that this needs to be
he's
done.
A Manchurian candidate.
Well, but that's speculation.
You don't know that, though. You don't know that.
I could predict the Super Bowl also, and
well, I'm just saying. I mean, that's just simple, Charlie.
And I'm just saying,
don't know if he isn't a Manchurian candidate.
We know Obama was. We know Obama was. He was put in here.
Bush was an evil son of a bitch too, and I don't care that Trump is no goddamn savior.
Bush was
he's not. Bush was, and I agree with you on that. But I am not gonna. I'm not. The amount of things that he is doing well, he's doing it in a way that it's like, you got to sit back on some of these things to be like,
well, Charlie, this is where I have an issue with what you're saying. But what you're saying, you're throwing your full support behind the government, and so
I'm not.
If you support any politician, you support government.
See, you assumed it.
No, that's
true. No, anyone that supports one single politician supports government.
That's not true.
That's fucked up.
That's
David.
not true,
you
David.
Know that right off the top of the
Jimmy. I think Jimmy would even agree with that. Jimmy did agree with that.
I just said that's not true. That's not true.
You got to be fucking kidding me.
That's not true.
You support a president, you're supporting government.
That's not true.
Oh, okay.
And I said this last week too when you said that. I said no. There's certain things because I'm not left and I'm not right. I don't support any politician, but there's a lot of things that
government though.
There's a lot. Do what?
You support government then, right?
No. Fuck no, man. Do you even know me?
That's what I'm saying.
The only thing that I was going to say is that I support a lot of the decisions that Trump makes because he makes them the right way. He doesn't go off half-cocked about shit. He investigates things. He knows what good and bad is, and most of the people on Capitol Hill don't. They don't think about good and bad. They think about left and right.
I don't buy that. To me, I don't.
So from what I understand now is that this entire time we've been talking was about 5-6 years is because I work for the Department of Defense. You think I fully support the government? Is that the way
you have to in your job? Because if you were to come out and say you didn't,
you think that I fully support the government?
I think you have to if you work for the government.
You are up in the night, motherfucker.
If you come out,
you are up in the motherfucking night
against the United States government. You can be in trouble.
If you do it, David, they can snatch your benefits away from you.
Shit and unfuck yourself. Unfuck yourself. Yeah.
Fuck the system. That's what I say.
I do too. Every day that I'm able to breathe
but the deal is,
breath.
We're all part of the government. Even if you buy a candy bar and pay sales tax, you're supporting the government. It's true. There's no way not to support the government. Whether you pay a sales tax, you're supporting the government. You pay your income taxes, you're supporting the government. You let an employer take taxes out of your check for the government, then there's no way.
There's certain things that you don't have the ability to say no to, dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
there's
certain
what
I'm saying.
But you're going off the deep end, man. You sound like a fucking lunatic the way you're saying it.
You can sit and say you don't support government like I do, but if you're paying a federal tax for anything, you're supporting the government.
I guarantee you're paying more taxes than I am. I guarantee that.
You're paying a fuel tax. You're still supporting the government and big oil.
Like I said, there's certain things that you cannot avoid doing.
That's right. And to me, for a person to come straight out and say, hey, I don't support the government, fuck the system, then you're not living within the system. But there's no way to live outside the system.
You sound like a hypocrite a little bit.
No, there's no way to live outside this. I don't want to support the government, but to me, every time I pay a tax, I'm doing it, whether I like it or not.
Yeah.
If I really didn't want to support the government, I wouldn't pay that tax.
It's like the people that vote, I don't like them. I'm going to vote Democrat next time. You're supporting the system.
When you vote, you're supporting the system.
Yeah. That's one thing I don't do is don't vote. I don't vote.
And that's what Saint says with the VA. The deal is, That's what I mean. They got you by the balls no matter what you feel or say. There's some way the government affects each one of our lives that lives in this country or any country. Not just the American government, but any government has you by the teats.
Yep. Hey,
they've got you one, whether you can, and that's what I get. I hear these real big anti-government people, but I'm like, you're living in America, you're living on this planet, you're supporting the government somehow, some way. They've got you.
Before we run out of time, I want to bounce something off both of you guys. Do you think Ruth Bader Ginsburg is dead?
I don't.
Charlie?
Trump would have said something by now, would have already come out and bragged about it, that he can put another replacement in. He wouldn't have been able to keep his mouth shut.
He might not know.
I'm sure he knows.
He might not know.
Dave's got a good point about not keeping his mouth shut. I think that she might be, but Dave brings a good point. He can't keep his fucking mouth shut.
He'd be bragging about being able to put another Republican in.
Trump's a pretty, he's pretty stable. He'll blow off about stuff he wants to blow off about. But if he knows that he needs to keep a secret, then he'll keep that secret because he's not a dumbass. Trump's not a dumbass.
He's a stable genius.
I'm not going to say he's
love for the guy.
I'm not going to say he's a genius, but he's a very intelligent man. He knows how to schmooze. He knows how to
manipulate.
Yeah, he knows how to read people, and he knows how to get shit done. If he was inside the pen, he'd be the go-to motherfucker.
I don't know. I have no love for the dude, so he can go the fuck off land.
I tell you what, if he was back in the team when I used to do it, I would hire that motherfucker in a minute. I would want somebody like that on my team.
I got to ask you something, David, because I watch you and Troy going back and forth on your page all the time. I got to ask you, what has Trump done specifically to you that's got you so butthurt over him?
Well, what did Obama do specifically to you?
I never bitched about Obama.
What did Bush do specifically to you? What did Reagan do specifically to you?
I never bitched about any of those people like you bitch about Trump.
I bitched about Obama just as much. I couldn't stand that guy either. I couldn't stand him. I can't stand Hillary. Fuck her too. She's an evil witch. We came, we saw, we killed. He's dead. Fuck him. No, fuck her. I don't like any of them. If people been, really been following me, I never had no love for Obama. He was too big of a liberal for me. I hated him. I don't like Trump though either. Fuck him.
But you didn't post about Obama like you're posting about Trump.
Bullshit. That's what I said. People have really been following my shit. I bitch just as much about Obama.
Well, then let me ask you this: where's the line? Where is that line of okayness? What would you choose? What would you choose?
What I would choose is maybe the dog catcher, someone that doesn't sell out to you can't be a president of this country or any country without being in someone's pocket. And that sucks, man. Big corporations run this nation, not a president. The president, any president's just a goddamn puppet for some big fucking group, either for big pharma or big tobacco or this
or that. So who do you think Trump's playing for?
I don't know. I don't know which one. Obviously, he's interested in the fence because he's getting some kind of money off of that. I think he knows the company. He's going to get a kickback. That or he promised this company when he was running for president that they would have this wall, that they would have the bid to build this wall, and they're not getting it. And they are pissed off. Maybe they threw a whole bunch of money into his campaign because they believed this wall was going to be built, and it hasn't been built yet, and they're coming after him.
There'll be a paper trail of that. You should go dig that up.
I could give a fuck myself. I don't care. Fuck Trump. I don't care what anybody says. Fuck him. Fuck Obama. Fuck them all. All of them. I have no love for any of them. I just don't.
So when 2020 comes around, based on what you're saying, who do you feel would be the right person to do?
None of them. They're all scumbags. That's America's problem. We don't have any decent people left to run this nation. They're all sold and bought by somebody.
That I agree with you with. Definitely.
That's what I'm saying. There's no one. No one. President's up for grabs these days. You got The Rock that's going to be running for president. You got Oprah that's going to be running for president.
As a resident of this
You got
nation.
fucking, what's his name there? Fucking that rapper Kanye. He's going to be running for president
As a resident of this nation,
dude. You know,
it's a fucking joke. Our political system is a goddamn joke.
Dude, you are a backup singer for Kanye, for fuck's sakes. Come on.
You're going to go vote for Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson to be this president. Everybody needs to watch the movie Idiocracy because that's where we're headed.
No, we've already passed that.
And you're right.
We're way past that, dude.
No. That's who I look at, that big black dude that had being president back in Idiocracy. That's how I look at Trump.
Oh. Sometimes I think you fall for the propaganda too much, though.
I don't fall for the propaganda. I got my own goddamn mind, and I don't like Trump. Fuck him. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. That's my opinion. And as an American, that's my right to it.
But
I'm not
Don't try to convince me. I'm not trying to convince you not to like him. I'm just simply saying I don't.
I'm not trying to
like
convince you of
Trump.
anything. I just want you to give me one specific reason
Because
that
he's
you don't
a
like him.
goddamn liar more than any of them.
What did he lie about?
He's lied about the wall, about Mexico paying for it. He lied about having the biggest inauguration crowd in history. He lied about being smarter than goddamn Abraham Lincoln. Really?
How do you know he's not?
Because I guarantee he's no Abraham fucking Lincoln.
How do you know,
Maybe
though?
he is. I don't fucking care, Jimmy. Fucking let's move on, man. I don't fucking like the guy there. There's people I meet that I just don't like without saying a word to them. Maybe I don't like the way they look.
I just think he's got you twisted up about something, man. And I don't know.
No, he has nothing. He has me nothing twisted up about. I just don't like him. The older I get, the less political I want to be anymore because it's all a joke. That's the way I look at it. This is all a circus, bread and circuses. That's all DC is.
Oh yeah.
Well, that I agree with.
Oh,
but
yeah.
I think it was far before Trump came in.
I'm not saying Trump brought on the bread and circuses. I'm saying DC has been bread and circuses for a very, very long time.
Right. And that's what I just said. Exactly right.
The one thing I'm going to give Trump that he's got over almost everybody else that I've ever seen hold office, he's got some fucking eye candy for a latch on. You know what I mean? His old lady's hot. So the longer he's in office, the happier I am because she's something to look at. Mm-hmm.
Well, that's why I was hoping Hillary would have been president so it had something to look at.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Dave with a fucking punchline. you dirty son of a bitch.
Can I say
Dave,
I like
Dave, you got an over the air high five.
She's a MILF.
That was fucked up. You Navy guys are jacked up.
The funny thing is, you think I'm joking?
Oh no! You know what? I'm sorry, but I think you're serious.
All right, we're gonna end on that one because we're out of time. I mean, I don't know if you timed that for right at the end of the show so that you could leave everybody with the thought of Hillary being in office. But congratulations, because that's what happened.
I need a damn shower.
Yeah, no shitting.
I feel dirty. I feel so dirty from hearing that.
Fucking Dave, man, delivers it at the end.
Damn. All right.
That just
everybody with the ability. I don't know how many of you have the ability, but everybody with the ability to give Lance some shit. Go give Lance some shit really quick because I imagine he's probably in bed already. So if everybody that has his number texts him right now like 5 times in a row just to wake
What's
his ass
that number
up.
again?
I should post the motherfucker in chat.
362.
I should post the motherfucker in chat, dude. I really should. But I'm not gonna. But yeah, we'll just keep giving him shit and get him on the show like we did this week for Charlie. So
Dave, that was awesome.
Yeah.
Like I said, you all are leaving thinking that I was just making a joke.
Hey, I don't know if you want those Waddle fucking North Korea pants.
Easy, I'll hang up on both of you. I'll do it.
Yeah, I know.
Her and Michelle Obama. I don't know which one I'd rather look at the most.
Oh my God, you are old. Jesus.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
See you guys next week.
See ya.
Oh my God, I can't believe I let that on the air. Dave, you're lucky I love you, man. You really are. You're lucky. I love you. Okay. With that being said, we're going to ease out of this. Whew. It went completely off the rails in the last 3 minutes. Wow. Love, peace, and cookies, everybody. See you next week. Wow. Love you guys. Thanks for listening.